Page has been set up for Eduard Pazdnik. It says he was driving in South Florida Saturday night when he was shot at least 3 times. The shooters apparently then stole his car. Pazdnik is now in intensive care. So far, police have not released an official report on this incident or confirmed if the shooters have been identified or arrested.
Yeah, this is me. Unfortunately, this is not the way you want to be seen on the screen. But I just want to stand and say, blessed be the name of the Lord, that I am alive. That I can stand on my feet, and I can be with my kids, with my wife, and be able to be in the church. And I think that God gave me enough strength that regardless the pain I feel, I'm able to be here. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not able to stand more. And I'd like to make a little introduction. When we pray, unfortunately, this is how we think God will answer our prayers. But the problem is, it's not the reality. The reality is this one. This is our reality. And the problem is that we complain without seeing God's hand in our life. God never promised us we have no problems, but God promised that we will be protected and saved through His wonderful power. I like this picture. You know the problem with this picture? That we are like this guy. And sometimes, this verse was circulating when I was in the hospital bed, and I would like to read it to you. When He opens the ears of men and terrifies them with the warning that He may turn man aside from his deed and conceal pride from a man, He keeps back his soul from the pit, his life from perishing by the sword. Man is also rebuked with the pain on his bed and with continual strife in his bones, so that his life loatheth bread and his appetite the choicest food. God wants only good for us. Fortunately, sometimes we don't like the choice of God, but God blesses us with the problems, with the troubles. And I want to thank God for everything He did in my life. Even for the problem that I had, really bad event that happened in my life, but God saved me. And because of this, I have wonderful testimony to share. So, as you know from the news, I was driving for Uber and Lyft to provide everything what my family needs, but one day it didn't went the way it usually was. I picked up 2 people and 2 teenagers. I smelled the smell of weed. That's okay, sometimes people do this. So, I'm not the one to judge, it's their choice. So I'm just to drive them. So then they asked to pick up 2 other their friends. I did. It was like a normal thing. So these 2 people got in my car, we drove for a mile. And then they said, can you make a right on the 10th Street? Which I did. The next thing what I saw was this thing. This is what I remember. And then I heard the sound of the teaser. And they shouted, give me the keys and the phone. The wallet. And then another guy was telling, don't let him to take the phone, he can call 911. I didn't know how I did. I managed to stop the car, grab my phone, unbuckle my belt, open the door, jump out from the car, and run. I was not able to run far. I heard the Now I understand the sound of the bullets was like bam, 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 and I fell down. I fell down on the knee, sliding, and the next thing what I saw the guy the shooter who was pointing gun at me and his keys and the wallet, so I gave. I was lying on my side and the phone was under me. He didn't see my phone. At the first time I realized that I was shot. I've never been shot in my life, so I don't know how it feels. So I felt like an itching in my stomach, and I was not able to use my leg. I couldn't just sit up, and I couldn't just stand. I couldn't do anything. I was like, okay, I fall down on my, just on my knee. Maybe it's a pain after this. And then when this people left, I called 911. They asked me where they've been shot. I tried to touch myself. I saw that I just found a hole over here. Then I got terrified because I knew if you're shot in the stomach, you have very limited time to get help. And one of the most dangerous things when you get shot into the intestine and the bladder, because it's poisonous. And your body is filling up with the fluid and you're suffocating, pretty much what I was doing. God bless with the police, with the paramedics, and everything got in time. Everybody got in time. And by the way, this is the place. This is a place, this is the exact place where it happened. So if you know, just it's near 95, so it's just like 77th Street and the 10th. This is on the 10th Street. So this is how I spent the rest of the night. This was my company. This is how I looked after meeting these people. But I don't want to say you the story of my suffering. I want to say the miracles that God did in my life. Like a month ago, before this what happened, I had friends, and he also a Lyft driver, and he was threatened by the phone. But people were outside, and he managed to drive away. My wife, listening to the story, she told me, if something happened to you, jump out and run. And this was the only way to survive. Because if they will disable me with the teaser, I didn't know what their plans were. But they were serious about it. The second thing, when the police inspector came, she told me, when I see so many bullets fired, because it's a standard clip, it's about 20 bullets. Normally it's a homicide. Normally people don't survive. And can you imagine, the car was so close to me, because from what I remember, the guy was maybe not far away, the first or the second row. This is the distance he was shooting at me. And out of 20 bullets, I got 3. You know, it's not fun to have 3 bullets in your body, but I'm so blessed to have these 3 bullets. You know, and the next thing is, out of all places that these bullets can hit me, I got 2 in the spine and 1 in the leg. So the one in the leg, doctors decided to keep as a souvenir. But another thing is, you know, I got hit in the stomach and in the tube between the kidney and the bladder. So God blessed me that the doctors helped me in time. And out of everything, I got like a little damage. Yes, you know, like as in the text I just read, you know, I don't have appetite. I'm not getting hungry. And I eat because I have to. And I probably eat the half portion of my son. But I'm able to eat. And my body slowly getting recovered. Okay, this is the picture. I'm still unconscious. You can see on my arm, they tied me to the bed. I spent in sedation, under sedation, till Monday morning. It was shock for my wife, because you don't expect to see 3 police officers at 2 a.m. in the morning knocking on your door. And she didn't know anything. And they said that I got shot, and, not the pleasant news. But the thing is, I'm not speaking about the pain. I'm speaking about God's blessing. When their psychologist came, she asked me whether I have this. The thing is, God made a miracle. Miracle was in my mind. You know what I'm supposed to have? I'm supposed to have nightmares. I'm supposed to have flashbacks. I'm supposed to feel fear and everything. And this is what I did for 2 days. I was seriously thinking about death. I wanted to die. One thing that was keeping me, my God, my family, that my God helped me, my God saved me, and my kids and my wife needs me. I was thinking because the pain was so strong. They gave me everything they could, and it wasn't enough. But on Wednesday, it was a miracle. Miracle that God blessed me with. When you have everything, all this depression, everything going in your mind, your body is not able to recover. You know this. But after a little nap, it was really hard for me to nap. I probably had 1 hour able to, because of the pain, I was not able to sleep. And God blessed me with a little nap. I woke up and I feel like a peace of God was filling my mind. And that moment I realized that the way it happened, it was God who gave me wisdom to do this. And this is the only way to survive. I stopped repeating the same thing again, trying to figure out whether I did right or wrong. The second thing, you want to imagine that this is most powerful gift of God. It is most powerful gift of God. And I'm not that perfect to do this. I had trouble forgiving people. I had verbal disagreement. These people almost took my life. And God blessed me with the forgiveness. I don't believe these people needed forgiveness. I don't believe they need my forgiveness. I don't believe they even care about me. But I was the one who needs to forgive them. And another thing would happen. We know all these verses, okay? We are experts in this. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. It's so strong. But can you imagine? I was able to do nothing. The only thing what I could do, to move my arms like this. To be able to scratch myself somewhere. And this is all my movements. But when I just did this, I stopped thinking about that situation. I was only thinking how God was good to me, that He blessed me, that He saved, and it was His miracle. And all the rest days that I spent in the hospital, God blessed me with the thoughts about His words and His love. Doctor said I am supposed to be in the hospital from 6 to 8 weeks. The first day, this is what they told. I got discharged in 10 days. Being able to walk. Every day I was feeling new strength. Like, for example, yesterday I was not able to sit up. The next day I was able to walk. With the walk, of course, really ridiculously. But I was on my feet. And when the doctor saw me, he said, you look awesome. I said, you have very good sense of humor. And the next thing is, I started to smile. Do you know how difficult to smile in my situation? This is Friday. This is how I met my Sabbath. The first Sabbath. And it was amazing. And I can tell you one thing. God is ready to make miracles in our life. His hand is not short. The problem is, if we don't allow Him to do this, He's not going to do. You know, I did nothing, but God did everything. And now, I'm not able to work, but God blessed me with new friends. God blessed me with the people who were praying, who financially supported me. And it's a blessing. I'm so thankful to God and to these people that really cares about me because who I am, but God, I'm special for God. And God gave me with a special chance to be, chance to do. Because when I got shot, it's not the time to think about the paradise, the God's kingdom. It's not the time. But it's time right now to think what I can change in my life. And this is amazing. Because everything you take separately, I was not supposed to be here. And every person who was coming to me was telling it's a God's miracle. The most amazing thing, I came to my friends, my friend's kid had a birthday. They believe in God in their heart, the way they describe. The first thing when they saw me, they said, it was God who saved you. And what I just found this on Facebook, it's not my thought, so I stole it. But I love it. Only God can turn a mess into a message, a test into testimony, a trial into triumph, a victim into a victor. God is good. Amen. All the time. So I want to thank everyone who was with me in the prayers, with my family, and who helped me. Thank you. Amen.